Hey everyone and welcome. Today we're going to meet an entire family of shapes. Shapes you see absolutely everywhere every single day. So yeah, let's dive right into this awesome family tree. All right, to get started, here's a little riddle for you. I want you to think about a door, or the screen you're looking at right now, or even a kite you might fly at the park. What is the one big thing they all have in common? If you were thinking they all have four sides, you are totally on the right track. The official family name for all of these shapes is Quadrilaterals. It's a huge family with some really cool and interesting members. Okay, so to be in the quadrilateral family, every single shape has to follow one main rule. It's a simple rule, but it is super important. Let's check it out. And here it is, the number one rule of the Quadrilateral Club. Every member has to be a flat, closed shape, and it's got to have exactly four sides, four angles, and four corners, which we call vertices. Just remember the 4-4-4 rule. Super easy, right? And here's a really cool piece of family magic for you. If you add up all four of the inside angles of any quadrilateral, I don't care how wonky it looks, they will always, and I mean always, add up to exactly 360 degrees. Pretty neat, huh?
All right, let's start exploring the family tree. First up, we're meeting the trapezium tribe. This is where the family starts to get a little more specific with its rules.
So the rule to get into the trapezium tribe is actually pretty simple. A shape just needs to have at least one pair of sides that are parallel. You know, like train tracks. They run in the same direction and will never ever cross. Just one pair is all it takes.
Now these shapes have some special parts. Those parallel sides, we call them bases. And the other two sides, those are the legs. Oh, and there's a special celebrity in this group, the isosceles trapezium. That's where the two legs are the exact same length, which makes the whole shape perfectly symmetrical.
Okay, moving on. Now we get to a really important, very organized branch of the family. These are the parallelograms. And let me tell you, this group loves its rules. So, remember how a trapezium just needed one pair of parallel sides? Well, parallelograms take it to the next level. To be a parallelogram, a shape has to have two pairs of parallel sides. The top and bottom are parallel, and the left and right sides are parallel.
And because they follow this stricter rule, they get some awesome superpowers. Not only are their opposite sides parallel, they're also the exact same length. Their opposite angles are equal too. And here's a really cool trick. If you draw lines connecting opposite corners, those lines will always cross at the perfect center.
Now this is where it gets really fun. See, the parallelogram group has some of the most famous shapes in the entire world. These are the all-stars, and they become famous just by adding one more little rule to the list.
First up, let's meet the rectangle. A rectangle is, first of all, a parallelogram, so it already has two pairs of parallel sides. But here's its extra rule. All four of its angles have to be perfect 90-degree right angles, just like the corner of a piece of paper. This is what makes our doors and windows look the way they do.
Next up, say hello to the rhombus. Now, a rhombus is also a parallelogram, but its special rule is all about the sides. For a rhombus, all four sides must be the exact same length. You can kind of think of it as a square that's been leaned over a little bit.
Okay, so we've got the rectangle with its perfect 90-degree angles, and we've got the rhombus with its four equal sides. So what do you think happens when a shape is such a superstar that it follows both of those rules at the exact same time?
You get the square, the absolute all-star of the quadrilateral family. A square is a rectangle because it has four right angles, and it's a rhombus because it has four equal sides. It's like the straight-A student of the shape world that gets everything perfect. And because it's so perfect, the square has some extra special talents. It gets all the powers of a parallelogram, a rectangle, and a rhombus all rolled into one. I mean, its diagonals don't just cut each other in half. They're also the exact same length, and they cross at a perfect 90-degree angle. Now that's pretty special.
So not every four-sided shape fits neatly into those big groups. There's another family member who's kind of like the quirky cousin that just does its own thing. Let's meet the kite. So what makes a kite so different? Well, it doesn't care about opposite sides being equal. For a kite, the equal sides are next to each other. It has two shorter sides that are the same length and two longer sides that are the same length, and they meet at the corners. This is what gives it that classic kite shape we all know.
Whew! We have met a ton of family numbers today.
So, just to make sure we remember everybody, let's take one last look at the complete family portrait and do a super quick recap of what makes each one unique.
All right, let's do a lightning round. A parallelogram, 2 pairs of parallel sides. A rectangle, that's a parallelogram with 4 90-degree angles. A rhombus, that's a parallelogram with 4 equal sides. A square, it does both. A trapezoid, it just needs 1 pair of parallel sides to get in. And the kite, it's the unique one, where the equal sides are next to each other. And there you have it, the whole family.
And that is the entire quadrilateral family tree, all the way from the most basic to the most super special. So, my question for you is, now that you've met everyone, take a look around the room you're in right now. How many different family members can you spot? Thanks for joining me.